past 12:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm Gianni TheoTrade, going to be with you for the next 45 minutes. We got a lot to cover today. It's Friday. It is our infamous day of garbage. It is garbage day here at TheoTrade. We don't have that many positions on right now, but it is still our responsibility, our obligation towards the market to review everything we got on Friday. Do we want to hold it, sell it, or maybe even look at a new opportunity? But what I'm seeing today, I'm very excited about. We actually have it set up for a bottom, and I'm just going to come out and say this right now. There's about 70% chance that stocks have bottomed. 70% chance that stocks have bottomed. We have a setup for a low. Doesn't mean it's the low. I mean, again, 30% chance it's not. But I'm actually coming out here and saying today, 70% chance that stocks have bottomed. Now, here's what I need to see. You're going to see it explained in greater detail in the Friday sector stack. We're going to be looking at how the various sectors of the S&P 500 have performed since the start of the third quarter. Okay, there's been some slippage. Well. Guess what? Who's the leader now? It's not tech anymore. It's not tech. It is healthcare. Healthcare. You're going to see what this means. I also want to overlay this with some of the sentiment that we are seeing in the market right now. It's not good. It's not good. We got the pullback, guys. We got the 5% correction. Okay. Actually, I'll measure it to give you the exact numbers. But we got the pullback, guys. We got the pullback. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm looking at today in terms of why I think this market has a 70% chance the low is complete. We're also going to take it a bit further and talk about what I need to see in the next few weeks, and more importantly, going into year end for confirmation that the market has sustainably bottomed. Because, okay, if we have a bottom here, it might hold for 2 weeks and then we roll back over. But if we see certain leadership coming out of this low, then we're going to have the fun starting again, guys. The fun starting again. So if you didn't participate coming out of the April low, which we were aggressively long out of, if you didn't participate out of the August lows, which we were aggressively long out of, this is your opportunity. This is your opportunity to set the stage. I still think next year is going to be good. I mean, you had Garrett and I were talking about this when I was live with him last week. And I was saying, I think they're kind of letting the market drop a little bit here to kind of push the Fed into the cutting direction. And then this morning you had Fed officials saying, oh yeah, we'll cut rates. Told ya. Oh, the market's manipulated. Okay. Fine. What if it is? Let's just say it is. Let's just assume it is. How do you want to win big in this business? Well, first of all, you can't blame the manipulators on it, because if it's manipulated, that means there's a hack, right? There's a way, if you understand the manipulation, to where you should be able to make more money, right? I don't like how it's constructed, but guys, I'm just a simple retired farmer on an island in a river. That's all I am, on a frozen island in a river. Okay. And I just so happen to like how markets move. And so, yeah, maybe one day we'll actually, reform this market and make it, a lot more fair. But I'm just telling you, you had a few losing trades in the last couple of weeks. Nothing that really broke me, so to speak. Especially Trinity Trade held up very, very well. $1 million challenge, a bit more bumpy, but we trade on leverage there, so it's a little different. Trinity Trade, there's no leverage except for some option plays. But again, small losses, if you're taking big bets, those are smaller positions. And then when you're right, you're really right. So I'm actually excited to see how we are going into the closing bell today. Got a couple of positions that are likely to trigger. So my cash has been high, but I got some, names that are setting up here, kind of pulling me back in. Just when I'm out, they pulled me back in. You guys see The Sopranos from Sil? I kind of butchered that, but just when they take me out, they pull me back in. Anyways, that's what I got on the agenda for you today. So buckle up, get comfortable, because we're going to be here until 1:15 p.m. Eastern. Who do we all have in the chat today? Let's see. We have John, Stephanie, Massimo, Tim, Florida Woody, Frankie, Bonvenere D, Jackie, Florida Woody, B-Butts, Mopar Maniac. I love that name. Mari, BNR News, Calvin, Taltex, LeBlanc, Timothy, JT, Amoeba Ken, Kishore. All right, guys. Mark, Les, good to have you here. All right, let's get into what's going on. Helen, so you have the dollar pulling back against the yen today, and you bumped right up into technical resistance. These lines have been drawn, by the way, so I don't just make this stuff up. You've seen these lines drawn. We had to extend them to the side. This is a logical area for pullback. I'd love to see the yen drop 2 to 5 weeks. There's a lot of problems happening in Japan right now. Bond yields rising. You have some BOJ governors still saying, oh, we might raise rates. I'm telling you, I think the surprise of 2026 is going to be a BOJ pivot. Honestly, I think the governments are kind of just going to throw their hands up and just say, you know what? Um, we're going to we're going to basically try to put down a revolt against inflation and just inflate the debt away. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But anyways, dollar looking a little toppy here near term against the yen. I want to buy this dip. We didn't have a chance to buy the dip earlier, but that's what I'm looking at for this one. You take a look at the dollar against the euro increasing in strength here. So now you have the euro going out at the lows of the week against the dollar, setting up for our lowest weekly close, guys, going back to early June. Going back to early June. Pretty amazing when you think about it. And so, yeah, we'll see here how far this can drop. You take a look at the euro against the Japanese yen. A little bit of a rebound here in the yen. That was overdue. So that's the quick wrap up here in currencies. Take a look at bonds. Bonds were up nicely today. And, it's been really a struggle for bonds to develop or basically create a sustainably trending direction. I mean, yeah, you've had an uptrend in T bonds, 30-year bonds from May to this high in October, but when you consider the size of the move, I mean, not really large. Like we're talking an 8-point move. So bonds really aren't moving that much. In some ways, that's good. But I still am in the camp that I think that bonds are going to rip higher into the first or second quarter of next year. And then I think that you're going to have inflation come back. Crude oil is going to really snap back and put some pressure on bonds. But that's been the playbook that I've been looking for. You do have 10-year notes still coming out with a good weekly close. I mean, 10-year notes are going out near the highs of the week. Now, what's kind of happening today is, let's see, ZB's up 0.8, 0.08, ZN's up 0.1. Okay, so you're actually seeing the 10-year note rally the most, which is kind of interesting. But the Fed's going to cut again, okay? The Fed's going to cut again. I don't think they have a choice, guys. I mean, like the market needs more liquidity. The whole system needs more liquidity right now. And I think we're starting to price that back in. So we had our little hiccup here. We had our pullback. And this is setting us up for that beautiful rally going into the first quarter. Okay. So yeah, if we are going to get the rug pulled off from under us, then you're going to see bonds blow out and you're going to see liquidity spreads blow out and stocks are going to get hammered. We're going to get hammered. So, here we are. Take a look at stocks here. You are up about 1.3% on the day in the S&P. Kind of like a stick save here on the weekly chart because you are shaping up for a nasty weekly close. Take a look at the monthly here. Still got some issues, but you get a nice rally next week that takes us off the lows of the month, and then the monthly candlestick doesn't look as bad, and that's a real possibility. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see, the S&P back above like 6,800 by next week if we're gonna see this come out. But what do we do? Professor and I talked about this earlier this week. We talked about the $6,500 level. Today's low is 6,525. Okay? 6,525. That might have been good enough. More importantly, I said that I was looking for a retest of that low from October 10th. We took it out to the downside, and now we are up on the day. We're up on the day. but it gets better. The NASDAQ also took that low out. The NASDAQ is not leading right now, so I need to see the NASDAQ start leading. But my fellow Trinity traders will probably be looking at this RSI indicator like I am right now, knowing where we are in time, knowing where we are in the cycle. And if you're like me and you understand the RSI, if you understand the cycles, if you're in the Trinity trade, you're probably chomping at the bits right now. At least I am. That doesn't mean I'm going out and putting all my cash back into the market today. That's not how I do things. Okay. Still got cash. But this is the setup. This is the setup that we look for in market bottoms. But wait, it gets better. It gets better because, okay, again, eyes on that October 10th low. Oh, look at the Dow. The Dow did not take out that low. The Dow did not take out that low. You should be paying attention. You should be paying attention. Now, the Russell 2000 up almost 3% on the day, guys. I'm just saying the trend is still up, guys. We never actually broke the trend to the upside. This was a correction. So here's the test now, right? What do I need to see? So that's the setup for a low. If we rally back up here to 6,800 and form a lower high and then take out this low from today, then all bets are off and we have problems. But if we rally back up to 6,800 and you start to see technology and semiconductors outperform again. Sorry, I need to like get it together here because the next leg higher in the bull market is probably starting. Probably starting. Now, again, not a perma bull. I actually have been cautious for the last couple of weeks. I've had higher cash levels than I've had in the last few months. But I'm seeing signs that, hey, this is the opportunity for bulls to make it happen. Again, this is not a foregone conclusion. This does not automatically mean, all is well and everything is awesome and you don't have to worry about anything. No, that's not what I'm saying. But given everything I explained, there's a 70% chance that the market has bottomed and that we'll be back probably at all-time highs before the end of the year. Now, I'm not saying we're going to, my target at the beginning of this year was for the S&P 72, 7,400. Maybe we'll get it. I don't know. That would be quite a gift. We'd have to get up to here. Maybe we can. Maybe we can. So that's what I'm looking at here now, guys. So, of course, let's see how we close out the day. But, you have, you're up off the lows of the week. And Mari, I like what you're saying, RSP. Okay. The equal weight ETF is up. The equal weight ETF is up more than SPY. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? Remember when everyone was crying about market breadth a few weeks ago? Are those same people telling you that, hey, market breadth is improving today? Because if not, then that's not fair, right? It's okay to point out, hey, there's some deterioration. And I'm always one that tries to do that. Like, I'm not here to just say, oh, here, the market is bullish and here's why you need to be bullish only. No, because even in the last few weeks, I've been saying like, hey, you have some breadth deterioration. A lot of that breadth deterioration is coming in defensive areas of the market, except for healthcare. Healthcare's been doing very well. But now you're seeing breadth improve. Now you're seeing breadth improve. And I'm telling you, this is the setup for a bottom. That doesn't mean all is over, right? But now the onus is on the Bears. The Bears have to step up. The Bears are going to have to step up and tell everyone that, hey, this is still an issue. Otherwise, yeah, you're going to see vol crushed. You're going to see vol crushed. Now, speaking of volatility, let's go ahead and take a look at the VIX. The VIX is down almost 10% on the day. VX is getting sold right now. I'm gonna look. Maybe this is a chance for Bears to let us know they're still alive going into the close today. But I keep a close watch on this going into the closing bell. This is not a Friday where you can just head out and leave early, because you're either setting up for a situation where you want to start adding back to longs, or you might have some stops that need to be triggered. But, based on what we're seeing here right now, like I said, 70% chance that the market has bottomed. 70% chance. So with that being said, let me go ahead and remind you that yesterday I had shared this chart. I'm sharing it again because we are now in that seasonal bullish window. Look, from 1950 to 2024, you usually see a low form around the 20th or the 21st. Let's see. Joe P, did I freeze? Do you guys still see me? Do you see me? Do you hear me? Let me know if you do. Yes, okay. Okay, refreshed. Good. So this is a setup for a bottom. The holiday season is starting, guys. The holiday season is starting. Holiday trading starts next week. I love it. I'm hosting Thanksgiving. I had to get my commercial refrigerator in my garage ready because we're basically putting the turkey in there. I've already started to buy some of the alcoholic beverages. Yes, I'm really looking forward to it. It's just immediate family that comes over, and then a couple of aunts and uncles that we got coming over, but it's gonna be a good time. Of course, market will be closed on Thursday, and then we'll be live back together for a shortened trading day on Friday. And I do have my first bear hunt. Bear hunt. Yeah, maybe instead of hunting birds, I'm gonna go hunting bears this weekend. I was reading the chat. I'm gonna hunt bears, guys. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if I actually would do that. Because my whole thing is you hunt it, you got to eat it, and it doesn't really appeal to me to eat that. But anyways, yeah, so we're setting up for a bullish end to the year here. Sentiment is still bearish. Okay, you still have a very high number of bears. We're at the lows. You have a bit more people on the neutral side of things, but still not a lot of bulls in this market. We're historically below average for bulls, historically above average for bears. So that's the type of sentiment I want to see when it comes to a market bottom. And then we also have the what a lot of people, fund manager survey, are seeing as the biggest tail risk for markets. And everyone's freaking out about AI still. Okay. And in fact, it's the biggest fear of market participants. Not as many people scared of inflation, which is interesting because I actually think inflation is going to be the real risk for markets next year. Not right now, but it's going to come. And inflation and disorderly rise in bond yields kind of goes hand in hand. It's funny how no one cares about the trade war anymore or about dollar debasement. But I don't think AI bubble is the most dangerous thing. But let me go ahead and show you the sector stack here because this is really important because we were team Great Tech Reset back in May. Tech has had a really rough run over the last basically 3 weeks. Look, from the start of the third quarter in July, Tech was up over 20%. Okay. From that low, from the start of the third quarter. We're talking at the end of October. You've corrected now at the ETF level, basically 10 to 12%. Now, technology is no longer the top performing sector of the S&P since the start of the third quarter. That is a problem. And actually, you have utilities above it now too. That's a serious issue, guys. And I'm telling you right here, right now, we need to see that change. We need to see that change. So that's what I'm looking for in terms of confirmation that a low is completing here in stocks. I need to see tech rebound. Yes, we're all about biotech. Yes, we're all about healthcare. That has allowed us to stay kind of in the market during some of this turbulence. In fact, got some names in that sector that are still holding up very nicely. Okay, I shared ARQT. This is kind of the big mover over in the Trinity trade. Once again, up another 6.7% on the day. Okay, and a lot of these healthcare names that I've been sharing with you, whether it's INSEE, that one's a little quiet today, but PTCT up 3.5%. So it's not like there aren't any opportunities on the long side. You just need to know where to look. The Trinity Terminal is our primary tool. Oh, and look who just popped in. We do have Matt. Matt just popped in. Matt, what's going on, man?
Hey Gianni, how's it going, my friend? How's life up there in Michigan?
Well, we're gonna start getting cold next week, but I got my first bird hunt on the calendar for tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to. And but
Nice.
aside from that, just winterizing, draining the pipes that go outside, covering the air conditioners.
Hmm.
You know how it is. I mean, you grew up in this area, and then you moved down to warmer pastures. But yeah, you know how it is
Yeah,
around
I
winter.
did, man.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, yeah. So this dip here in tech is hopefully going to be short-lived. I know me and you tend to lean bullish. I found a nice little stat this morning. I posted in our super top secret work only Telegram channel, and I don't know if you saw it or anything, but most of the time when you get a big gap up and then it closes lower. Anyways, the next month or so, the S&P is usually makes a pretty decent rally. Um, so we'll have to see how that plays out. But yeah, so I was just wanted to come on and hang out with you for a little bit. And so looking at Nvidia there. So what is your what is your opinion on, I know it's not one of your active trades for Trinity, so just kind of curious overall, like how do you see Nvidia in light of yesterday's earnings and of course the chart?
Well, Nvidia has been correcting now for 3 weeks. So, it's the longest correction you've had in this stock since the drop into the April lows. So, bigger picture, we've not breaking key support. We're still holding above that. And in many ways, you could argue that you're basically just retesting that former breakout that we had back at the end of October. So, you form a higher low here. There still is a pathway for this stock to get back up to 230. I think this is a gift. I think this is a dip buying opportunity. And this looks like the type of candlestick that represents, move exhaustion. So again, we have to see where we close out today. But I like what I'm seeing here, and this is what I was saying. Like this isn't a day where you can just like leave your desk early on a Friday and go like lay down on the couch. Like no, you have to really pay attention to how we're going to close out today because I think it's going to set the stage for us into the end of the year.
I hear you. So no punching out early and going and bird hunting early. That's what you're saying.
No, no, no. I gotta wait until tomorrow morning.
I got you. Yeah, I got into Nvidia a little bit late. I got in, my average cost is 115, so
Oh, nice.
I missed the whole move in 2020, basically early 2024. But anyways, I was just curious for my own selfish reasons. But good to get your take on that. So now I know that we have the terminal out for Trinity now too, Gianni. And you did a training on that. Was it Wednesday you did the training on that?
Wednesday. Yep. I'll go ahead and pull up the terminal here. Yeah,
Okay.
we
Yeah, I'd
have.
like to take a look at it with you.
Oh, I gotta click off that. I was like, where's all the stocks? Here we are. So we have 21 names in the terminal today, but we actually just had an update in the terminal to where my watch list, my Trinity Trade watch list, has now been
Am I
merged.
frozen or is
Uh,
Gianni frozen?
oh, let me see. I hear you.
You guys hear me?
Who's frozen? Is it Matt? I do see you frozen. We're good. You guys hear me? Okay, I think it might have been you, Matt. But anyways, so now what we did here, Matt, is we actually merged my watch list onto the terminal. So all of the stocks that I've been watching over the last few months, you can actually see their Trinity scores. You can see how they kind of stack up, and it's really cool. But once again, you just see a ton of healthcare names, which has been the big theme that the terminals, it alerted us to that emerging move months ago before it became the raging bull sector.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. So you can see all the stocks you have on your watch list already. So it's like people almost kind of can get a glimpse into what you might actually, trade or put an alert out on via the terminal.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And then so you have the terminal results that refreshes on a daily basis. And then I can basically, click here and add to my watch list. So it's pretty cool because, you're always on top of the strongest moving stocks in the market.
Yeah, that's great, man. Awesome. So, and I like how it outlines the sector too. So
Yeah.
that, like I've told a few people that I've spoke with that obviously you're in it for the, you want the individual names, but it gives you that broader, view into the market where, maybe you're not necessarily looking to see, looking to grab another stock in addition to what you're already recommending to Trinity members, Gianni,
Yep.
but you're just looking to see, hey, what's the sectors that are starting to creep up? Those big blue bars there for healthcare and technology. So you log in tomorrow, maybe the bar for the sector score for real estate is a little bigger. So you keep an eye on that. You start watching some real estate stocks. So
Yep.
it's a tremendous value, not just for the individual names, in my opinion, but also for an eye on the sectors that kind of keep you, in tune with the pulse of the market and what's moving because like I used to use the FinViz heat map and I
Yeah.
used to, my laptop used to like almost crash, man, because it would use so much memory.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
know this is really so much better than looking at one of those heat maps.
Well, let
So
me give you an example, real quick, Matt, because here in the main chat room, I actually shared an idea for members. It was last week, and it was in this Arcus Biosciences stock. So I got the
yeah,
idea from the Trinity Terminal, and the trade actually triggered yesterday. Okay, so hopefully those of you in chat took that trade. And now today, the stock is up over 5%. So we got long yesterday and the stock's already up 5%, but I got the idea right from this terminal. So here you see it right there. Okay. Arcus Biosciences, healthcare stock. And here's the chart down here breaking out today. This is what you
cool.
want to see. So yeah, I mean, even people in the main chat here, they're witnessing the power of this terminal play out right in front of their eyes.
Outstanding. Yeah, that's awesome. So I really love the technology component that we're adding to our services, and yours is the latest one. So with that said, Gianni, I did want to take a moment to just let everyone know it's maybe you haven't checked your email in the last few days. I don't know, but there's a chance that some of you don't know about our 2-for-1 sale going on right now. So you guys know that if you're not a member of Trinity, you essentially there's a couple ways we can go about it, okay? But I can explain that on the via the telephone with you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and post a message right now. Did PLTR just bottom? The answer is yes. The answer is yes there.
It's a
The
good
answer is
chance.
yes. It's only going higher from here. So guys, put a one in the chat, or you can DM me. I can give you all the details about getting into Trinity if you're not already a member, or if you're already a member, about extending and getting a great deal on that. Okay. So you hired someone to sort through the Theo emails. We just want to make sure you guys don't forget about us. Okay. So, anyways, guys, I wanted to just come on real quick and ask Gianni about my beloved NVIDIA and check out the terminal with him and hang out with them for a little bit. I like to hang out with Gianni. So, but I will hop back off. Gianni, I know you got about 10 minutes left in your session, so I don't want to stay in your way. But yeah, guys, put a one in the chat or DM me, and I'll give you the scoop on getting into Trinity.
Yes, because the Trinity is a double up right now too, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So, you can
double up.
basically join the Trinity and then you get credits for whatever time period that you join us for.
Yep. Yeah. So there's a couple ways you can go about it, but I'll explain to folks on the phone. But essentially, suffice it to say, if you're one of those people that sits around till November, I mean, now's your time to strike.
Yeah.
So put a one in the chat, guys, and I'll hook you up.
Okay. Right on, Matt. Thanks for stopping by.
All right. See ya. Thanks,
Okay,
Jen.
cool. All right, Theo traders, let's go ahead and continue here. So yeah, we are still seeing biotech names do very well. And like I mentioned, we had shared the idea in this room for Arcus Biosciences. And this one triggered yesterday. So this is part of our garbage day review. There's nothing to do here. This is exactly what you want to see happening. The stock trying to close at its highest weekly level now. Depending on where it closes, it could be going back all the way to January of 2023. So we're talking almost a 3-year high in this stock. That is exactly what we want to see. on names that we are long. You want to see them going out near the highs of the week. Obviously, we finally realized our gains on stocks like AMD, so we booked gains on that. That one stopped out here. Let's see, 230. That would have been 223.55. So 223.55, and that was 2 days ago on the 19th. I'm just updating our portfolio here for you. So AMD, we're able to realize some nice gains on that. You take a look at VSAT. I do believe that one stopped out yesterday. So we are out of VSAT when that one closed at 30.46. So I'm just updating this for you. I'll have to put RCUS here. Oh, RCUS, add that to the list here so you can keep a track. That's a little odd. Why isn't a lot? Oh, there we go. I clicked the wrong button. That's why I was like, why? That's not what it looks like usually. So I'm just adding this here for you. RCUS. We got long RCUS yesterday. Our entry price was at 21.23. The target is at 34. Stop here is on a close below 18.60. That's one of our trades. So we still got a target of 34 on this one. We did also get stopped out of Amazon earlier this week. And when we closed here on 222.55, and that was on the 19th as well. So yeah, Amazon looks like it's trying to hammer out a bottom here. Orca, another name that we are long. This one too looks like it's trying to go out near the highs of the week. So you had a good day yesterday, gave it all back. But the stock is gathering momentum here. And you see today, if you close out above 29.76, it'll actually be the highest weekly close in history. So that one looks good. Then you got NU. NU still on the books. This is a Brazilian bank. Brazil has been one of the hottest markets in the world. It looks very strong here. I don't think we need to make any adjustments there. And I'm just checking to see if there are any other stocks that we need to update you on. Like I said, there's not a lot on the books right now, but it looks like that actually takes care of it all. So a rather short garbage day. And yeah, our RCUS, I did just add it, so you should see it now. So yeah, NU still looks good. But that's the big picture in this market right now. It's healthcare's market, it's biotech's market. We'll see, so now you're getting some selling pressure. Now we'll see where this shakes out. This is the big test. This is the big test that we have coming up here, because again, you close at the highs of the day today. It kind of puts bears on the defensive going into next week. Let's go ahead and take a look here at crypto, which has been a bloodbath. I'm not sure that crypto has. I don't think we're out of the woods yet on this one. There's a good chance that crypto could fall into the $76,000 area now. So pretty much got nothing on the books here when it comes to crypto. Ethereum holding up a little bit better, but I'm watching this because Ethereum hasn't taken out this low from June 23rd. But Bitcoin has. Bitcoin's already back down to basically levels not seen since April. So Bitcoin's about to round trip everything that it had, all the gains that it had since April, which is pretty remarkable. And if you go back in history and look at kind of some of the times when Bitcoin blew up and was not up on the year, well, the years that followed tended to be very strong years. So I do think there's some great buying opportunities coming in crypto. But not right now. Take a look at precious metals, both gold and silver treading some water today. Gold's up some, silver's down some. Not exactly the strongest bullish signal that we're seeing come from that just yet. You're seeing gold miners up, silver miners up less. So again, not really my favorite sector at the moment. You take a look at crude oil here. We actually jumped over this one. This looks like it's about to break down some more. You're actually going out near the lows of the week. Not quite the lowest weekly close that we are seeing here, but it's looking pretty rough. Natural gas has been looking pretty good. We looked at some natural gas names yesterday, and you're actually seeing that go out near the highs of the week. So keep an eye on those. I did set some alerts on some of those names. Let's see here. What were some of them? We looked at some solar names too. That looked pretty good. RRC was the one that we liked. So I do want to check that real quick. RRC. RRC actually holding up all right, but really it's just been I'm interested in some of the solar stuff, but again, the big winner, the big mover, still biotech, guys. This thing is just on an absolute tear. Okay, on an absolute tear. And if the month ended today, we're about a week away from that. You'd be closing at the highest monthly level going back to 2021. But for me, it's more about the weekly here. Even healthcare having a really strong week. This is where the strength has been. Healthcare now closing at its highest weekly level, going back to September of 2024. September of 2024. So that's the big picture of what's happening in this market right now. Daniel, you want to look at AstraZeneca? AstraZeneca looks good. Yeah. Yeah, it looks strong. That's a very clean breakout. Again, healthcare is where it's at. AstraZeneca looks like it wants to go to 120. So, yeah, it's a very strong looking name. And it's really hard to be bearish on healthcare. We're not. We're actually very bullish. So let me see here. I'm just checking. Let's see. Okay. Yep. How's Regeneron? REGN. Regeneron. Yeah. You're pressing up against resistance here. This could be a break. Okay. Yeah, I would avoid that one. I think even Merck is looking better. There's just a strength in healthcare, guys. That's where we're living right now. We're living in the healthcare world, in the biotech world. So, what's interesting? You want to look at WGS? Yeah, this is actually on the Trinity. Did you see it on the Trinity Terminal? I might have a trade for you on this right now, actually. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, well, let's watch this one. So 142.62. Yeah, it definitely was on the watch list on the Trinity Terminal. Because I've been watching this stock for a while. You see. I think the problem is, it's kind of hard to. Could this go to $200? It's kind of what I would target it at. Let's see, 130. Yeah, $200 would be the target. Might be worth the trade. Might be worth the trade. So let me see here. Let me just crunch the numbers on this. I think we can get you a trade here going into the weekend. So, the risk reward is not really. It's really hard for me to say, hey, go and take a shot on this because you're more than 10% away at that close there, 126.92. 10% away from the current price is around 128.65. That's not really my favorite spot to put a stop. So I'm actually going to talk myself out of that for you at the moment. But okay, it does look good though. If you own it, good for you. MRK looks good. Ionis, that's another one that's on the Trinity watch list, and the terminal. Yeah, that's hanging out near the highs there too. Yeah, you're coming up on resistance here. I want to see how it kind of acts around 80, but this looks like a stock that eventually will go to 140, 150. Viridian, yeah, I've been watching that one too. Viridian, it's actually I had a target here around 35. Yeah. Yeah, that looks all right. Anyway, I need to start wrapping up my session because we have Corey, or sorry, I'm sorry. Tony is coming up next. He's going to be on in about a minute. So we talked about um, the leadership that we have been seeing in this market, and it's been coming from healthcare and biotech. It's accelerating. Technology continues to weaken. That's a problem. If we did just see the market bottom, which again, I am assigning a 70% probability of that being the case, we have to, of course, see where we finish out the day. But there is a setup for a low. If that was the low, then we need to start seeing technology outperforming again. That's not what we're seeing right now. So we'll see. We'll see what next week brings, but we do have some bullish seasonal factors. We've hit some downside targets. You did bounce off of support here, and again, you're going into the end of the month, and markets love to make you think that a candle is going to close a certain way, only for it to reverse completely by the end of that. So the stop on RCUS is posted in the portfolio. JT, there was no garbage in the announcements. Yeah, we didn't make any changes. So it's all already posted for you. We don't have a lot of positions, but we'll be taking some more on in the coming days and weeks. But everything is updated for you. And that's where we stand right here, right now, guys. So appreciate you guys joining me on this Friday. Wishing you all a great weekend. Trinity traders, be on the lookout for the weekly recap video going to be coming your way here soon. And let's see. Tony. You there, Tony? Okay, well, we'll just wait for Tony to jump in and just take a look here. What's going on in the market here? Go Bears, P-Butts. Yeah, I know the Lions are kind of losing the plot here. I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs anymore, but Pistons and Red Wings. I mean, last thing I want to see is Steve Yzerman fail as the general manager. But there we go. We got, I don't know if is that Tony coming in? I don't want to jump too much into his session. There he is. Okay, cool. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for joining me today. Tony's going to be taking you through the next segment, which I think the timing of him jumping on is pretty good because starting to get a little bit more movement here in the market. So how's it going, Tony?
Going good, man. How you doing?
It's going. It's going. You ready to take over the reins?
I am. Just give me 2 seconds and let me get my stuff ready here. Sorry, I was sitting in the wrong room.
Oh, it happens.
All right. So let me replace current share. I got it. G. Have a great weekend, man. Thank you.
Same to you. Bye.
All right. See you. What's going on, everybody? How are we doing today? Hang on. I'm not in the right room. Juggling 3 chat rooms. So I'm in the wrong room. All right, here we go. All right. Well, we've got a little snapback